Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. It is the Lighthouse Tapestry crew. I can't even talk. Tapestry crew. It is Wednesday, the 28th of January, and we have a full house this evening. I wanted everyone to say hello. Wendy, how
Hello.
are you?
I'm good.
And Dawn,
Hey.
Ruby,
Hello.
Morgan,
Hey, everyone.
Betsy,
Hello.
and Ron.
Hello.
And we are here tonight, and we are so grateful that you've joined us from wherever you are around the world. We send you blessings, and we are very grateful that you have chosen to spend some time with us. So we are going to make a couple of announcements for this evening, and then we'll jump right into the content. We do have on the 31st, this Saturday, we do have the full moon in Leo ritual, led by Dawn, and you will have many of us there in support. It will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will be talking about the things that we want to release. And Dawn, I think as you said it, we're getting rid of everything that we don't need prior to this a new eclipse that's coming out in February, which we'll talk a little bit more about. So if you can join us live on Saturday, the 31st, we would love to have you. And as you're joining, welcome in. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So tonight, we're going to start with Betsy, who's got a special channeled message for us.
I hope it's special. Thank you, Cherie.
They're always special.
All of us are going to give a special message. And our theme tonight is what energy is the upcoming eclipse bringing in? So it's something that all of us are going to get to feel one way or the other. Let's see what Spirit has to say. So I'm going to go into a very light trance state, and I invite you to join me. All of you have guides, so if you feel comfortable, invite them in. Hello, our beloved beings of light. Know indeed that indeed we say unto you, you have your own guides and angels who are all around you right now. And we are encouraging you each to step forward into your power. This that you call the eclipse will assist you in doing that. We want each one of you to know that this eclipse that is coming is a kind of clearing, a kind of taking a spiritual shower. It will help you to wash off what you don't want. So please know, in so doing, it is going to enhance the energy that is yours and yours alone due to a combined influence of the full moon, of the eclipse, of the ascension, of your particular astrological sign. There are so many influences that are coming in. So each one of you will have a bit of a variance in this influence. And how it influences you, please remember to keep your power, how you respond to it. There's going to be, for some of you, let us simply wave a flag of caution for, we would say, slow down. There are many humans who will be taking to traffic or driving in the traffic who will feel a bit crazy with the influence of the energy on that day. So we would say unto you all to be very aware while you are driving. We also say unto you to keep your calm, to avoid drama, and to watch your individual responses to life. Remember to respond to life coming from love and trust and compassion. The old way, the old earth, is to make life a drama. And oh, how everyone loved the drama. A bit of addiction, actually. Now there's a new way to respond, and this that you call this full moon and the coming of the eclipse will give unto you an opportunity to express your higher self. This is as if a threshold for you coming into your own power and your own higher self, an opportunity to be brave, to be powerful, to start new things, to let go of the past, and to avoid drama. So we say unto you to watch consciously your responses, your thoughts. Breathe deeply, and in the beginning of the day, Center yourself. Know that we are with you. You can speak to us and listen. We will impress you with thoughts, guidance, direction, insights, love, and healing. You are not alone. Spirit is all around you. Remember, as Ron says, Source and I are one. You and Source are a collective. You can be very empowered with the energy that is coming to you with this grand event. Have fun with it, be powerful, and love yourself. And so it is for now. We say Amen, Amen, Amen. They like to say, and as Ron says, Source and I are one. Thank you, Ron, for bringing that to all of us.
Thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome. And now I get to pass this on to Dawn. Thank you, Dawn.
You're muted, Dawn. You're muted. Oops. I'm glad no one can lip read. Probably. We're gonna let Betsy go. She has another commitment that she has to go for. So we will wave goodbye to her. Thanks, Betsy, so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Love
so,
everybody.
Yes. Yes. So I want to say hello to everyone, and we have this important time coming up for us this weekend. It is the last lunation before we start the eclipses, and it is a full moon in Leo. It's a fire sign. It's a good opportunity for us to burn off those energies that we are not needing anymore, getting rid of things that we're no longer aligned with, and a lot of things. For me, it's like there's been changes in different relationships, and not unpleasant changes. It's just that I'm vibrationally in a different place, and people naturally you just don't spend as much time together, and then it's like, oh, I haven't seen, it's like 2 years later and you haven't seen that person. So it's some of these things that you have to realize that are changing, and it's not a bad thing. So realize that there are energies that you are going to be releasing so that you can get onto a different pathway, is what I would say, because part of everything that we're going through is that we're going to find our own tribe, in a sense, where a lot of times we are being pulled to people that are our vibrational matches. And we are going to be in the future a lot more in community oriented organizations. And that is a very much like this new moon in Aquarius energy that's coming in. And it's a very powerful new moon that's going to be coming in. So we want to use the full moon to clear energy out before we get this amazing brand new start that's going to be in Aquarius. And we just had all of the planets move, the personal planets move over Pluto. So that was a very extreme, strong energy that we just had over the past week and a half. And we still have very powerful energies that are going to be moving all through the spring. So I want people to be aware of that, and that eclipses are always meant for our greatest and highest good. This is fated energy. This is what takes us along our learning path. And if you aren't on your path, then it gets you there. And if you are on the path, you get quantum leaps forward. It's Pluto on steroids, I would say. And you know how I talk about Pluto. Pluto is your fairy godmother if your fairy godmother was Darth Vader. So that's that whole energy of we are going to be going through changes on a worldwide level, because a lot of the planetary movements are moving into world points. So this is a worldwide movement change that we need to be energetically grounding ourselves for, releasing the things that no longer serve us, and then just being open to the energies that are going to be coming through that are actually going to elevate our gifts, that are going to be elevating I think what we can share with other people that is part of our true selves. I think that's also part of it. So Aquarius is very much the energy of the collective, but it's also maintaining your own individuality. That's the beauty of Aquarius. It's like, okay, we want you to be as different as possible, but what can you contribute as far as what your gifts are to the collective, and everybody's different. So that, I think, is what we're looking towards as we go through this eclipse season. Now, like I said, eclipses are always strong, and what is going to be happening out in the other energy out there in the world. It's amazing that what's happening in the collective, we may watch what's going on, but stay in that observer mode. If you stay in that observer mode, and it's a movie, and trust me, I know that the emotions are strong. I live in Minnesota. I know that there's strong emotions that are out there, and, for valid reasons, but we have to remember, I felt all this week, I'm here to hold a vibration to make things better here. That's what I truly felt, is I'm kind of staying off by myself, but I'm here to hold a vibration to make things as better and smoother as I possibly can. And I think that's true of everybody that's probably watching this, is that we are in different areas and we hold vibrations in a very steady way, even if we're not, we don't have to be perfectly happy. We have a steady vibration that we still hold, even if we're having a bad day. So I really think that we have gifts and talents that are going to be developing. There's stuff that's going to be coming in that we can't even conceive of as gifts that we're going to be able to do in a couple of years without thinking about it. And the thing is, I don't know exactly what those are, but I know that it's coming. So don't let your mind limit you in all of this energy going forward, and don't be afraid of it. We just need to keep ourselves in a state of, I'm going to clear my energy. I'm going to obtain the observer mode, and be a very solid representative of what we're going and moving towards in the future, because that's what we're doing now. And again, we don't have to be perfect at it, and our lives don't have to be perfect, but anybody here can tell you that they've not had a perfect week, but it's the vibrational energy that we bring no matter what. So that's what I want people to realize with this astrology going forward. And, there's going to be, the earth is birthing things, where the earth is coming through and we're having a birthing thing. So it's like, you got to expect a few cramps and pushes and labor pains and all of that stuff. So that's what I wanted to really tell everybody to be aware of, and not to be afraid of this energy that's going through for all of us, because I think we're being led to a greater place. So we do have a collective question that we are going to read for collectively. And the question is, what energy is the upcoming eclipse bringing in? And I will give it to Ron.
Thank you, Dawn. That was really a wonderful reading. And of course, I really keyed on the word about this is a movie. And so I want to emphasize that to everyone. You're just playing a role, and so you can act it out as much as you like. But remember, everyone that you're interacting with, they're fulfilling their role as well. And so for the collective reading, I read from the Shaman's Dream. I pulled a card from that. And the card is Vanishing Mirror. So we'll see how that goes real quick as soon as I put my glasses on. It says, do you ever wonder if your self-definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn, so that you contract your life into zones, a safe versus an unsafe? This here is okay, but over there, well, that might be too risky. Judgment, fear, self-righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep you from evolving. We are all products of our conditioning, so remember that this is part of the human experience. You are not meant to remain static, seeking only what you expect, even if it appears ambitious, is still too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone. When you focus too much on yourself, this way you can become a servant of the ego, and it edges God out, removing the magic of possibilities. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self-definition soften, moving beyond the veil to your potential. A magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now? Nothing less is required of you now. In this moment, let go of who you think you are and allow a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner in co-creation, in service to the divine. Doesn't that feel good? And remember, it's all a play. And with that, I'm passing it on to, don't tell me, Morgan. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Okay, so for the collective question, I'm pulling a card from the Path of the Soul Destiny cards. And this is the intuitive fractal art. So I pulled these ones out again. I just love these. The card that came out is a number 39. This is what it looks like here. And intuitively, when I looked at the card, I got this message that said, your mind is like a parachute. It works better when it's open. And then this card is called Channeling Guide. Okay. And then I saw this beam of light that goes through the crown and then out through your mouth. Okay. And then there's a light energy, they said. And also they were talking about watermelon tourmaline. So for some reason, I kept thinking I'm going to pull like a crystal card, but I decided on these, and then all these crystals came out anyway. So the watermelon tourmaline, it attracts healthy relationship, encourages self-love, it soothes emotional wounds, and it's a stress relief, okay? But this actual card in the book, it says, you have a strong ability to communicate the messages and teachings of divine beings. Whether you are aware of it or not, you're receiving guidance and messages from those of other dimensions or existence. One of your gifts is having the ability to share these higher teachings with others. Sometimes you simply speak the words that are needed without even knowing the effect or power of what you have said. The channeling guide asks that you work on fine-tuning this gift. Meditate, listen, and follow the guidance you receive. So that's the message that I have for the collective. I hope that helps. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Sari.
Hello. Great messages, ladies. Thank you, Morgan, and also thank you to Ron. Great messages. So I pulled from the Healing Spirits Oracle deck, and I pulled the card. It says, success isn't what you have, it's what you do with what you have. It says your life is about to move into new directions, but don't be in a hurry to conquer everything in a short space of time. Spirit sages teach that success is to be enjoyed and understood. Therefore, it must be allowed to open slowly, like a flower whose blossom is enjoyed for much longer when it opens naturally and with the right elements, when it follows nature. Enjoy each step of the journey to your full potential and don't look for outcomes. The process is often the greater lesson. So I think we're all being encouraged to allow what's supposed to unfold and come to us, come in divine timing. And I know people, like to, stick their finger in their mouth when they say, "Oh, it's divine timing," because I want to have it now. I'm an Aries, but I think during this eclipse season, just allow everything to go in the flow and just relax and let everything flow to you, to what was meant for you, for your greatest and highest good. And sometimes it's oftentimes better than what we could have ever imagined. So with that, I will pass it along to Wendy.
Hello. All right. I am just kind of laughing as you guys are pulling your cards because it's like we're all getting the same message coming through. Because I pulled from the Cosmic Journey Oracle and I got the number 11 card, which is each evolutionary turn requires you to give up who you think you are. And that was almost, I think Ron even said almost word for word that whole give up who you think you are, because you need to be getting ready to become who you actually are. And that's very much with this card. is all about. It says, at this threshold you have now come to, you must give up what you thought you were so you can move into who you truly are. Each and every turn on the evolutionary spiral requires you to fully step into another level of creation to usher in what's next. A step on the spiral might sometimes feel like a step backward, but there is only perfect progress on your pathless path as you surrender. Your identity is so deeply rooted in your roles, your car, your place in society, your bank account, your profession, all of it. It's time to shed your skin. Each turn has its own perils and rewards, both easier and harder every time. Harder to give up what came before, but easier because you know what's coming, your next leap into galactic emergence. So, like I said, it also falls perfectly in line with what Dawn was saying with the astrology. It's like, it is time to shed what no longer serves you. And not just okay, I don't need, this small thing anymore. Like, think bigger, think on a much larger scale of who you are at your core. Why are you here? What is your purpose here? How do you want to spend the rest of your life? Our lives, it's finite, it's small. Just the entire human race being on this earth is a blip when you look at the big picture. Okay. And we are here to experience it, to experience the journey. So what do you want to learn from your journey? How do you want this to go? You can continue to, revolve in the mundane and the small details that, annoy you or frustrate you or what have you. Or you can really start to focus on the bigger picture here. How do you want to live your life? How do you want to bring joy and happiness and love and light? And how do you want to, connect with others? And how do you want to be in the world? This is what I want you to think about moving forward. And when you're shedding what no longer serves you, really, take a severe cut to that and be ready to actually turn your back on it and let it go. Because so much of what you're probably worrying about right now, you don't need. It doesn't serve you. I want you to let it go. So keep that in mind moving forward. What do you want to bring in? Who do you really want to be? And I'm going to go ahead and pass over to Dawn.
Even though I already broke the fact that I actually left mute on before, I'm trying to remember. So I pulled out wisdom because we're at this threshold energy. So I decided to use wisdom of the hidden realms. And what came out was a number 7 card. And it's very interesting the way that it refers to things. And something else came out too, and I'll share that with you. The well watcher signals the need to go within to contemplate the true source of power in the world, which he reminds you is that of the divine. This is a message to let you know that you're being called to the well, and this unseen power will be there and will be yours to align with. This divine power will also bring miracles and resolution to your life. So this is really saying that go in and find the divine within to be a guide for you as you're moving forward. And as I was shuffling the card, I have another deck, several decks. I have lots of decks. And so I actually, the same one that Ron had pulled, and this came out and this popped out, and it's a number 34, which adds to a 7. And I'm like, okay, we have a theme. And this card is the lay of the land. There are times that you are meant to discover and explore new terrain in your life, even to be part of a wave of change. This is one of those times, and what you're contemplating is perhaps new to you. When you know the lay of the land, you are better able to fully experience what is being offered. So I really am getting between these 2 cards that it's telling me that you need to go within, and your source with this divine power is going to help you as you're going through this lay of the land. Go inward and check. When you're on your path, things are going to be coming up. Go inward and check. Okay, what does my heart tell me that? Don't overthink it. What does my heart tell me is going on here? What is my intuition telling me? Your intuition isn't up here, not up here. It's here, right? So this is saying that we have plenty of water in that well, wisdom in that well, and we can take that on our journey with us as we are starting brand new things. And if you look at what the full moon Leo thumbnail is, it's a woman standing with the lion in front of a huge moon, and I'm like, yeah, there she is. She's up there. She's starting a new path. We have all of these new paths that we're going to be starting. And this is a very fiery energy that I'm looking at too. So it just kind of fits in perfectly with that, with what's going on. So I think that is something we need to be aware of, that we have all that we need within us, right? We don't need to worry about anything else. The food will be provided along the way. I'm kind of getting all of these, like, it's going to, what you need will be provided. What you need will be provided. So that is the energy that I'm getting for you. And with that, I will send it on to Ruby.
All right. Thank you, Dawn. So I got a really cool card. This is called Out of Darkness, and it is from the Divine Circus Oracle by Elena Fairchild. So when I first pulled this, so the question that we have is, what collective energy is the eclipse bringing in? So what's being brought in here is coming out of the darkness. And when I first saw this card, I was raised in the 80s, so I was a really big Little Mermaid fan. As soon as I saw this card, it reminded me of Ursula with her tentacles here. And then this was reminding me here of being frozen, essentially in time. And what did Ursula steal from Ariel? She stole her voice. Okay. And so I think that for some of us that are going through some dark time right now, there may be something related to our voices not being able to be heard or not being able to express ourselves in some way. But what I think the eclipse is bringing in here is coming out of some sort of dark energy. And when I was tapping into the collective that was here tonight, I'm feeling a lot of people in a wobble. I'm feeling a lot of people in an energy of just, like I think it might have been Penny's I'm feeling like I'm kind of all over the place. I personally have witnessed something happen in my life where I'm just like, I can't believe this is the reality. And it just feels low and it feels dark. And, you feel that inky feeling of just being in this place where you feel like you can't move or you're not really sure where to go next. So that's what I was really getting off of this. But coming out, okay? So we're coming out of the darkness. So it says something that has been troubling you, something dark within you or in your life is about to become something else. You won't see it coming, but when the time is right, and it soon will be, out of the darkness will come a new life. A seed of new life is growing. Perhaps you cannot see it or feel it because the seed begins its journey to new life in the darkness, hidden away from sight and away from light. The seed is destined to bring new life to a situation that might seem to be dying, a fresh perspective to a stale problem. When the time is right, and that is fast approaching, the seed will push through, rise up, and reveal itself. It will no longer be just a seed, but a shoot that will grow into a plant and can then flower and bear fruit. It is not a question of whether or not it is going to happen. It is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Whatever struggle or challenge is in your life or in your heart right now, trust that it is going to work out. Not only that, but the very thing that seems to be darkest in your life, the most troublesome, is actually going to be what brings forth a beautiful gift of new life. In a strange way, it is actually trying to help you. It's assisting you in being ready to receive and experience new life for something new to be born in you and in your life. This might be the realization of your own inner strength, your courage, the development of belief in yourself, confidence to trust your instincts, or some other gift yet to be understood. In time, you'll see those gifts developed in order to get you through the darkness. They helped you step out of the darkness and into a whole new life. And soon you'll see there was an opportunity and even a blessing hiding in the troubles of your past, just waiting for the right time to transform itself into light and life. So this is just kind of blowing my mind right now, of how beautiful this could turn into in the future if we can just have faith. So think about that thing that seems the darkest right now, and think about it to yourself and have faith in that turning around in some way, even when it's the bleakest, even when you feel like you can't speak up about it, or even if you feel like your ability to talk about it you're just done even talking about it because it's been too much. Okay. So with that, I think we're going to get ready to do individual readings. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ron, and he's going to get started on those.
Okay. Thank you, Ruby. That was really good. Everybody's readings are excellent, of course. And I want to say before we get started, because I'm reading for Penny, and she did mention that her energy is all over the place. And I have really good news, not only for Penny, but for everyone listening, is that if you level up just a little bit, you'll know that you are the only thing that exists. And everything you're experiencing is just part of you. That's a mirror for you to grow with, okay? And I pulled the card, Penny, from the Cosmic Oracle. And the card that I pulled, and again, I think this card fits for all of us, is compassion, okay? And so I'm going to read that after I put on my glasses. And it says, love and compassion are the sacred essences of all that is. All that is. And you are the all that is. They embrace us without condition or judgment and assist us to grow and evolve to higher states of conscious awareness. Listen to the words. This card has come to you as a reminder that true compassion starts with you. Learn from your experiences, even the most challenging, and forgive yourself for the experiences that may have caused suffering. Carrying the weight of internal judgment only brings pain and suffering. But when you have compassion and love towards yourself, forgiveness expands towards others around you. Forgiving another can be the hardest test of all, especially when the hurt they have inflicted has cut deep and buried wounds and emotions, and they resurface. This is natural to want to react with spite, bitterness, and rage. It's even more natural to want to put walls of protection from further pain. But when walls surround your heart, they halt the growth and the ability to manifest the reality of choice. Remember, you're on the planet to experience and grow and evolve. Dear one, if you have found yourself in this predicament, know that this is your time to react differently. Choose forgiveness, compassion, and love. Don't close your heart and build walls. This does not serve you. It takes you further away from your truth. Choose love. It's through love that others will come to see themselves with more light. This does not mean that you should stay in a situation where you're being mistreated or where boundaries have been crossed. You can move away from a situation that does not serve your highest good with love and compassion still in your heart. And I hope that resonates with you, Penny, and everybody else on the site. And now I'm going to pass it to Morgan.
Thanks, Ron. That was a really good reading. Okay, so I pulled a card for red ribbons. And the card that came out for you, red ribbons, is this Voyage card. And this is from the Soul Coaching Oracle cards. All right. And as soon as the card came out, I don't know if you see, I just saw like clouds of lavender. Okay. So I don't know if you want to burn sage with lavender or something like this. I just saw like an image of like a bundle, and it was like lavender with sage. Okay. And I hear there's going to be a new wind in your sails. Like it was like an excited energy of like, wow, like a fresh wind in your sails. And then also I sensed a lot of admiration. So other people are going to be like, wow, she's like with some sort of empowerment or some energy you're stepping into. So I'm really excited for you about that. But this card, Voyage, and it says, a journey is coming. Rather than staying in a safe harbor, let your sails unfurl to the wind. The universe absolutely knows, cherishes, and protects you as you ride the currents of your life. Your soul wants you to know your life is a spiritual voyage, and it isn't always what it seems. There have been no wrong turns. Every adventure and misadventure was part of this course. You're a sacred traveler on a pilgrimage to your soul. There's always a deeper meaning to your life's journey than what appears on the surface. Even if you're sailing through dark waters and stormy seas, if you allow yourself to feel it, you'll know that you're always seen, loved, and cherished by the universe, the creator, and your angels. And then there's an affirmation, and it says, I am safe and loved no matter where I am. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Sari.
Thank you, Morgan. And I am reading tonight for Tony, and I am pulling from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. And I actually think this card could apply to many of us. And it's a beautiful card, Tony, and it says, befriend your fear monster. And it's got the little monster with the little devil horns with the teeth. And again, that represents our fears. And it says, just as you were about to step forward in all your fullness and authenticity of remembering who you are and the work that you are wanting to do in the world, the fear monster says, who am I to do this great work? Will my health suffer? Will my family be neglected? What if someone else does it better? I don't have all the resources. I don't know enough to make this happen. No matter what you've already achieved, fear can seem to change and morph to get you from another angle. So the fear monster wants to say and whisper, what if you don't live up to your fullest potential? There's a reason that we can hold on to fear. Sometimes they do serve us. For example, fear can prevent us from starting a new endeavor, therefore saving us from failing. There could be an old pattern or story that we're telling ourselves. However, you cannot truly get into alignment with your greatest work until you walk through the darkness. Again, a message, Ruby, you said it, Wendy, you said it. We're having to embrace the darkness. We're having to face our fears. And many of us are listening to that little monster in the ear saying, you can't do that, or you're not smart enough or good enough, or there's a story that your family told you of who you are, and so you can't be someone else. You've got to be that role. No, as Ron said, it's all a movie. And you get to be the leading lady or the leading man, and you are on that stage as the main actor or actress. And, Penny, yes, ma'am, Suri. So I think it's a wonderful encouragement that it's okay to have fear. We all have it. But the way that we address getting out of the darkness is to look the fear monster in the face and go, you have no power, dude. Go away. I'm strong. I'm brave. I'm powerful. And so, Tony, if there's any fear that you have, it's fine. And I think a message for all of us, look the fear monster in the face and go, you have no power here. It's a beautiful message, but it's all consistent with what we've been saying. And Tony, a great pleasure and privilege to read for you. And I will pass it along to Wendy.
All right. Oh, all right. Yeah, the message is strong tonight. The message is strong. And so it continues because I pulled a card for Kiving from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And I had another card pop out too, but first let me read the one that I pulled. It's the 10, it's rock bottom. So surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems that you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and a new strategy are called for. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, or a door, or whatever metaphor you like. There's another path forward, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. You don't want to try and control it, right? The tighter you hold on, the more things are going to go with the way of fear of what you are trying to keep from happening. It will happen. So you have to be able to kind of release and surrender to what is happening, so that you can allow it to pass, right? And let it go. All right. But the card that popped up on its own and really wanted to be heard was home. So I feel like this is a nice little reminder, because you have the 2 and 7. So it's, the end of a cycle here, but it says that, remind yourself you're comfortable in your own skin and you belong. Peace, security, safety, belonging, all of the features that one would want from home are indicated now. So the home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably, no matter what is happening in the world around you. So it's even in the what can feel like the most dire of times, or the most stressful, you still have things around you to remind you that you are capable of having a stability. You are capable of having the things that you want, of turning things around, right? Of allowing. So don't let any fear you're having because it's, scary or unknown, or, whatever it is that's causing you to have the fear, instead of trying to hold on to that, you got to release it. And I know that can be really hard to do, especially when it is really scary, but you want to be able to release that, surrender to it. It's the only way to move through it and to let it go, and remind yourself of all of the good things that you have around you that will help to ground you and get you through, and be able to take that breath or take that pause to remind yourself to release and let go of any fear that you're holding on with, that whatever you're trying to control, that you just don't really have control of. Okay, so I hope that resonated for you, Kiving, and we're going to go ahead and move on with Dawn. Thank you.
Hello. So I am reading for Shirley, and I am using the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And the card that came out for you, I kind of like this theme that we're getting with everything. This is the Arrow Master. And it's hitting the mark, intention, detachment. We're going to get a lesson in Manifesting 101 here. So thanks to Spirit. So the Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight for the stars. The message is to be deliberate about focusing your dreams and desires with intention, and about aligning your intentions with Spirit. Now, the other cards that I drew earlier on were much about you have a well of the divine within you. You can align yourself with Spirit on your journey. And this is part of what's happening. It very much reminds me of the Sagittarius kind of card where you're aiming and going forward. And the only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly unencumbered, to see it travel exactly the way you want it to go. The other part to this is, and then trust Spirit to take it further than you expected, to leave it with the air of detachment, this or something better. The truth is when you are manifesting, you set the intention and you pull back and are aiming it in the direction that you want the arrow to go, but you have to release the arrow. You don't get what you want by hanging on and not releasing. You have to release it. And then you trust in the divine power that's there, and you trust that it's going to be that or something better that's coming through for you. So Shirley, I think that is a good focus, that the things that you want, you don't have to know exactly what they look like. You can get the sense of the direction that you want to aim your arrow and let the power of the divine take it from there. Just remember to release it. It's like if you keep checking on something that's baking in the oven, it never gets done. You have to leave that door shut and quit looking. So especially, well, never mind. Anyway, this is what I have so many analogies. You have no idea. Gemini rising. So this is really us being able to know that we can draw on spirit to get us where we want to go, and just making sure that we're not caught in having something. The image that I'm getting is what we need to release with this full moon energy are things that are holding us back, the strings that are attached, like the devil strings in the card and everything in the devil card, that, don't let those things hold you back. Just burn it off and purify it so that you're left unencumbered to go forth on the path that you're supposed to be going on, which the eclipses do for you. So have some faith with that. And I will go ahead and turn it over to Ruby.
Thank you so much. So I'm reading for Venus, and woo, girl, you got some good energy going on over here. All right. So Divine Circus again. Look at that glitter coming out your mouth right now. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. So this is called the Tiger Angel. All right. The universe needs you. It needs your strength, your guiding hand, your devotion, your goodness, and your protection. There are people, projects, ideas, and hopes that need your encouragement, your optimism, your nurturing. You have helpful healing power in you. Be confident enough to be gentle, and your inner power shall uplift and protect many in this world, keeping them safe and inspiring them to trust and love. We all have moments where we wonder if we are doing such a great job at this game of life. The idea of helping others might appeal, and yet, when we have our moments of struggle in our own lives, we may question whether or not we are a good candidate to protect, guide, and nurture others. When the desire to create a positive contribution to the world exists in your heart, you must remember that such desire was placed there on purpose, for your life purpose. The universe knows what you are capable of and believes in you. Even though you don't always realize it, you have the light of an angel and the fierceness of a tiger within you. You are capable of so much more than you realize. One of your spiritual gifts is the art of invisible influence. This empowers you to guide others without breaking the spirit of those you lead. You don't need to tell others what to do or how to be. You can simply hold a vision of them in your heart, a vision that sees them being and becoming all they can be. Your influence becomes powerful in the lives of others based on how you choose to live. Even if you don't say a word, your presence assists. Maybe your invisible influence extends to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, or your clients. It might even be the world at large you are helping, simply through how you choose to think and be in your life. There is a truth in your heart, the truth that knows every being is loved and deserves to feel safe and live their life in freedom and truth. Your adherence to this truth can tame even the most fearful and resistant thoughts within you and the people around you. Remembering the ability you have to calm the heart and empower the soul creates a feeling of security within you. Your invisible influence also helps all beings to remember that there is no need for fear, and that together we can create a world where all creatures are happy and free. And the final message that I got for everyone here, that I got channeled in right after I pulled this card, is that we are not working towards our purpose. We are living it right now in this moment. How are we living our purpose right now? And that's the question we need to ask ourselves. And the answer, like we were talking about earlier, is not here. It's right here. So in this moment, you are living your purpose. And you are one of those people, Venus, that is doing that with the people in your life. So congratulations. And thank you for letting me read for you tonight. And we are going to be going ahead and ending because we've finished all of our readings for everybody that is in the chat right now that put a heart in. So I want to thank you all for being here with us. Thank you very much. And remember, we have the full moon ritual that is going to be on the 31st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel. So we really hope that you can join us. And we will see you then. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night.